Hello and welcome to my channel, Kromus here. Today I am bringing you The Witcher, a thematic character build inspired in Geralt of Rivia and Ciri. This is a charisma-based character with a wide array of spells to cast and decent melee. If you want to roleplay a Witcher in Baldur'sgate 3, you may like this. We are starting our build as a draconic sorcerer, getting access to a free permanent mage armor and improved constitution saving throws. Then we multiclass into warlock, specializing in Pact of the Blade, so we can attack in melee using our charisma modifier. We will be rolling an archfey since we have a skill which is very similar to the Axii sign. It will allow us to charm enemies. Once we get our second attack at character level 6, we will finish leveling the sorcerer levels, finishing the build as warlock 6, sorcerer 6. This combination provides great utility and burst potential, since we can haste ourselves and maintain it quite efficiently at later levels. We also get access to most of the Witcher signs, Igni, Gwen, Axii and Ard, as you saw in the intro. Keep in mind you will be on the squishy side, but the damage output is excellent. Fellow Chromis, we are almost at 1000 subs. If I can get your support to achieve this milestone, I will be so grateful. As you know, I usually stream Tuesdays and Thursdays 5 PM UTC, currently doing an honor mode run with self-imposed rules. If we get the 1000 subs, I promise I will add a camera to further improve the stream. See you there. And now back to the build. Let's begin. We are starting our build as a sorcerer. This way we'll get access to some decent cantrips, as well as 2 spells. The first one is going to be Shield, which is the equivalent of Gwen, and Thunder Wave, which will be the equivalent to Ard. We are choosing as well Draconic Bloodline. This way we will have a free mage armor and access to Burning Hands, which will be our Igni spell. As for ability points, we are focusing on dexterity and charisma, charisma being the main stat, since we will use it for spell casting and attacking in melee combat. At character level 2, we are going to multiclass into warlock, and besides getting the typical Eldritch Blast, we will get Fey Presence. So this will be the equivalent of the Axii sign. As a warlock level 2, I prefer to choose the Eldritch Invocation of Fiendlish Vigor, since they will grant us 7 hit points, which are valuable since we are quite squishy. I also decide to go for Agonizing Blast to get some increased damage in our Eldritch Blast. At Warlock level 3 we get access to the first Pact. In this case we will choose Pact of the Blade. So now every time we will attack with our bound weapon, we will use the Charisma modifier for attack and damage instead of strength or dexterity. At this point, character level 5, we will get our first feat, and it will be ability improvement, charisma, since it will improve absolutely everything on this character. As a warlock 5, now we will get deepened pact. This way now we will have an extra attack with our bound weapon. I know I am going a bit fast with the spells, but do not worry, at the very end, after the items section, I will show all the spells that I will have memorized. At this level we also get an Eldritch Invocation, and I decided to go for the knockback passive, since as we mentioned we are a little bit squishy, so at times we might need to keep some distance between us and our enemies. Keep in mind we have very good concentration saving throws, so we can go for strong concentration spells like Hunger of Hadar. At character level 7 we go back and progress a little bit in the sorcerer class, so we get access to meta magic, which is indeed extremely powerful, and we go for distant and twinned spell. Now keep in mind this build will be a Witcher that heavily leans on the magic side, because we're going to have a lot of stronger spells besides the most basic signs. But I mean, this is Baldur'sgate, right? We can do our own twist and make it a little bit different. We also get access to Metamagic Quickened Spell, and by spending 3 Metamagic points we will be able to cast a spell consuming a bonus action instead of a regular action, which is extremely powerful. Second feat goes to ability improvement charisma, and now we are ready to return to warlock, so we get level 6, which will give us a very powerful passive. Once per short rest, when we are hit, we will be able to get invisible. As a level 5 sorcerer, we get access to fireball and haste, so now we are a magician powerhouse. And in the last and final level, every time we do fire damage, we will add our charisma modifier, at this point a +5 to damage. Now that the build is complete, let's see some items that we can utilize for this build. So these are the items that I have equipped for the combat showcase. As usual, it's nothing extremely powerful, since we want to highlight the build and the abilities of the character. Most of the items are focused on getting armor class, and we carry a longsword because we are a witcher after all, right? While the combat showcase is on the background, I want to offer you some alternatives in case you want to build the character differently. For example, if you want to lean more into the sword fighting style, you could change all the sorcerer levels for fighter levels. And if you want to keep the build thematic, you could be an eldritch knight. This way you will get access to burning hands and the shield spell. So that will be a very good choice, and at the very late in the game you would have 3 attacks instead of 2. However, I did not showcase that build because I have similar builds on my channel, so I decided to try something different and just do it sorcerer warlock. But the option is there, so in case you want to experiment or try that, for sure it is very powerful as well. Here I leave you with some alternative builds or way to level up this character, where you will have a similar playstyle, but you will lean towards different classes depending on the choice that you take, and in my opinion all should theoretically work really well. And just to wrap up the video, for the fighting style and combat and how to play this class, I think it is very straightforward. You always want to have one concentration spell active, since we're going to have excellent concentration saving throws, so this is highly encouraged. Besides that, we are a burst character, we want to do as much damage as possible. Make sure to cast 2 or 3 spells on the same turn to try to melt everybody down, and once you're done and you have few enemies left, you can finish them off with your sword, since you're going to have excellent attacking skill in melee as well. Hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts and if you find this build fun or interesting, and I will see you on the next one. Adios.